Hey everybody, it's your lottery. Welcome back to my Magic World Let's Play. We're on episode 2. In episode 1 we gathered some basic resources, some wood, picked this little island out to be our base, and made a bit of charcoal and torched up the island. In between episodes 1 and 2 I planted the seed I had and some saplings to grow a little forest there, so we won't have to keep swimming around to get wood. And I made some tools and cooked up the pork I found. Now we're going to start a little mine and hopefully get some ores. That's why they call it Minecraft. I brought some ladders to get back up. We're gonna dig down. Of course I run into something right away I can't dig. And I hear a spider. Should I use cave mapping? Yeah, let's enable cave mapping. And zoom in a bit. Oops. Zoom in a bit. Oops. Zoom in a bit. Ooh, there's some iron right away. Nice. Definitely hear some spider action happening. Oh, look at that. There they are. And a skeleton. Interesting. Haha. Sweet. Oh, and a creeper. Whoa! Did not expect that creeper to trigger. But I'm down. Wow, they're like hair-triggered creepers. Let's get some light going on in this cave. Oh, another one. See, I was so far away from that thing, it still blew up. Wow. Oh no. You know what? I'm going to leave that there because it'll be a barricade to mobs coming up. This one, however, will be an opening to mobs coming down. I find caving actually a little bit stressful when you don't have any armor. That's why I generally do branch mining. Those creepers were triggering so easy. Normally hitting them and knocking back and then moving backwards used to be enough to not let them explode. getting some coal. Saves me using the charcoal for it, for torches. I hear something walking around. I hate hearing footsteps and not hearing spider squeaks or bones rattling or moans. So I don't know what it is. Is it creepers? But don't creepers not make footstep sounds? Now I hear a skeleton. And these bats drive me batty. I see them out of the motion out of the corner of my eye, and I think it's a dangerous mob. Or they get in the way of me swinging my sword. They're not my favorite creature. They're like rats with wings. Lighten up the cave. Oh, there goes one pick. Getting some decent iron here. Look at that. Beautiful. That is air-infused stone. Hello, skeleton. Ow! With enchanted bow, are you going to drop that nice bow? No. That would have been too lucky. This is apatite. It's used to make fertilizer for forestry farms. And I'm not sure I'm going to use the forestry farms. I don't really like them that much. There are more interesting ways to farm, I find, than a self-contained farm. However, they do have some uses. You can make a peat farm that generates peat, which you burn as a fuel, and one piece of peat is equivalent to 2.5 pieces of coal. So that's handy. And there's rubber tree farms, except there's no rubber trees in the magic world, so that's not very useful to me. And I mean, there's wheat farms, but how hard is it to farm wheat? I'll have to look at the different farms available. There's tree farms, which I might do, because chopping trees is tedious. However, the Magic World also has the Steve's Cart mod, and even though Steve's Carts are expensive, the Steve's Cart tree cutter is awesome. The only limit becomes how much storage space you have for your logs. It produces so much, so many trees. And when it runs out of fuel, you just stick some logs back in a fuel slot and it'll burn those. Don't need to mess around with the coal at all. Let's move some of this cobble to a usable slot. This place well lit so I don't get snuck up on. Just the one? Oh, that makes me sad. Some more iron. Oh, look, more coal here. Cinnabar. Oh, need iron to chop that. Cinnabar is used in Thaumcraft. It smelts into quicksilver, which I don't think has any direct uses yet, but I'm sure it will be used eventually to make stuff. There's more iron. Love the iron. What do we have? 22 iron now. That's nice. Alright. Where was our hole? Oh, must have been this way. Here it is. Alright. We are going to make a crafting table because I didn't bring one. And we're going to make a furnace. And we're going to cook some of this iron up. And we're going to make an iron pick. And a few more torches. Alright, I'll get back to you guys. I'm going to do some mining that's going to be boring, so I'll get back to you shortly. Alright, I'm back from my first mining trip. Let's see what I got. Whole bunch of copper, 43 iron, 35 tin, some cinnabar, some gold, some redstone, some slimes, lots of lapis, 3 diamonds, some water shards and fish shards, and lead and silver, all kinds of stuff. That was quite profitable. Now I just have to figure out what to do with it all. I'm curious as to what these presents are for. I'll have to figure that out. There's no use. There's no recipe. Alright. Look, our wheat is growing. We plant our seed. 1 wheat, 1 seed. Yay. Some more sugarcane going. Chopper trees. Nice thing about oak is you can grow it dense like this. It'll grow right next to another oak tree. Makes chopping it easier. It also makes for fine treehouse building, if that's your desire. That one didn't grow. They do need a certain level of light, so the ones in the middle won't grow if the ones outside grow first. So next up we have to either build the first room of some kind of home to put machines in, or start with the machines and move them later. I'm not sure what my preference is. I don't have a lot of building materials right now. So if we're going to do the home building, I'm going to have to go harvest some, whether it's cobble or this red rock. Maybe I'll get the machines crafted and worry about the rest for next session. Okay, so for machines we're going to need a steam engine, to power everything, and I'd like to build redstone conduit and a red energy cell. I do have a diamond for it, but I'm not sure if I'll have enough gold. Just trying to get my trees replanted here. I wonder if I'll have enough saplings. Doesn't look like it. I do have some more in the chest. I was just wondering if I'd get enough to completely replant what I harvested. Good enough. Okay, machinery. We need a steam engine. There's 4 kinds. The hobbyist, commercial, and industrial are from Railcraft. And they all require steam input, though the hobbyist does create its own steam. The steam engine, without any other name, is from thermal expansion, and that's the one I'm going to use, because it requires just water and fuel. And I'm going to need copper ingots, a piston, and a redstone transmission coil, which is made with silver and redstone. So that's, oh, and how do I make these gears? Iron and copper. So I will need a total of 11 copper, 1 silver, and 3 iron. Have the iron. So let's smelt some silver and some copper. Next thing we'll need is an aqueous accumulator to feed water into the steam engine, and that's going to need gold, 4 iron, 3 iron for a bucket, and some tin, some more iron. Lots of iron. I may actually do the pulverizer and just use a bucket to feed the steam engine initially. So let's see what the pulverizer needs. Flint, copper, piston, machine frame, which is gold. Oh, I'm going to need glass. Gold. Alright. Let's build a shovel here. And we'll go get some sand and some clay while we're at it. Do. We will eventually need clay for something. Sleep for day. There's no reason to work through the night. Okay, we'll cook up some... let's cook up the gold. Right, steam engine. We need pistons. We need 2 pistons because we need one for the pulverizer too. And I don't have redstone in my inventory. So there's a wonderful mod called Red Power 2 that everyone's waiting for a new release of. It's got something in it called a project table, which is like a crafting table that has its own inventory. And you can stick stuff in it, and if you forget something, you can leave it and everything stays in it. And that's the least that it can do. Really looking forward to having that back. Couple copper gears. And we needed the redstone transmission coil, the one with the silver. Okay. Let's cook up some sand here into glass. The one with the silver. Coil, coppers, more coppers, and a piston. Nope, not a piston. Piston. There we go. Steam engine. Next is the pulverizer. So we need a machine frame and a redstone coil. Gold, redstone, machine frame, a couple flint. Do we have any flint? Nope, but we have gravel. Most boring way to get flint ever. 1, 2. So, what was it again? Alright. Machine frame, piston, coil, copper, flint, pulverizer. Next up is bucket. Alright, we'll set this up over here. Put down the pulverizer and put down the steam engine. Fill the steam engine with water. Yeah, this might take a while. It's going to be time to get more food in a minute. Maybe we'll do resource harvesting and food finding in the same trip. Alright, then we're going to need to stick in some ore. You know what? Before we get too enthused here, let's cover up this hole so I don't fall. We wanted our iron ore, and we're going to put that in the pulverizer, and we're going to stick some coal in there, and we're going to build a chest, an output chest. And we're going to set I'm going to set this to orange. We'll set the top to blue. So what this does, wow, it takes a lot of water. Let's fill that up again. What the pulverizer does is it works similar to the macerator from industrial craft in that it basically doubles your ore. Oh, look at that. I can't even load that. My bad. So you see I've smelted a couple ore and I have 2 pulverized iron. It's actually, sorry, it's not smelting, it's pulverizing. 1 ore becomes 2 pulverized iron. So it basically doubles your ore. Next up is the accumulator. Which we're going to need tin for. And we will also want the red energy cell. Oh, what's that? Fired engine. Redstone energy cell. This little beauty, which takes electrum, lead, more electrum, and a frame which is made with diamond and electrum, and hardened glass which is pulverized obsidian. Can store buildcraft energy, so it's pretty wonderful. Alright, that is the end of episode 2. In episode 3 we're going to get some building materials to set up a house, and we're going to work on getting that red energy cell and get some kind of power system going with more machines. Thanks everybody, and good night.